They leveled Gaza, and the reason that they leveled Gaza is because they're going to take Gaza. Netanyahu went on Fox News over the weekend, admitted they weren't even close to having it within a year. I had to start a war for self-defense. Nonsense, garbage.
Let's hop into a Piers Morgan panel debating the Middle East conflict that is now escalating as Trump tries to spiral us into war with Iran on Israel's behalf. This panel is with Cenk Uygur and others. So first, if you can, leave us a like on the video. It gives us a huge boost and lets us know you enjoy the content. And let's otherwise get to the debate.
When Israeli officials speak, it's like they're in fantasy land. They leveled Gaza. And the reason that they leveled Gaza is because they're going to take Gaza. And that's not speculation anymore. When those of us who were opposed to their war crimes and genocide said they were going to take Gaza, that it had nothing to do with self-defense, it had to do with land acquisition, as all the wars that Israel starts has to do with. They said, oh, that's anti-Semitic, how dare you? Now their cabinet has said, yeah, we're going to take Gaza. It's a conquest. So now they've started another offensive war in Iran. They'll pretend to be the victims. That's what they always do. Oh, my God. So I had to start a war for self-defense. Nonsense, garbage.
I think it's been the same old song and dance in the Middle East now, something that more and more people are beginning to pick up on as it becomes more and more of a mainstream discussion, where Iran has kind of just made the boogeyman to justify either Western or Israeli atrocities. But the point that I'd like to focus on here is how this is more of a show of Trump just being bought and paid for in his foreign policy. Miriam Adelson is a huge Israeli hawk. Her and her husband consistently give hundreds of millions of dollars to Donald Trump each and every election cycle. Now it's just her. Her husband has passed. And it seems that he's allowing her to largely dictate, well, a couple cabinet members and his Middle East policy, going from war is bad, I have no wars, to, well, let's help Israel annex Gaza with US troops. Let's help Israel bomb Iran because, you know, why not? Let's then bomb Iran ourselves because, hey, even though we were close to a nuclear deal and now they're saying no nuclear deal. And it's like, whatever happened to America first?
Netanyahu went on Fox News over the weekend, admitted they weren't even close to having it within a year. Then they said, oh, it's because of ballistic missiles. The ambassador there again referred to the ballistic missiles. An incredible number of countries have ballistic missiles. Is Israel going to attack all of them? Is Israel going to invade all of them and then pretend that it's self-defense? How many? And then they talk about, oh, we try so hard to not have civilian deaths, and then American media plays along. No, they killed hundreds of civilians in Tehran. So they always kill civilians. They always kill more civilians than their opponents while pretending that they care so much about civilians. They're the ones starting all the wars. We all have eyes and ears. We just saw them start this war. And every time American media plays along and pretends that there's a fantasy land where Israel's the victim, and they, oh my God, they just had to attack yet another Middle Eastern neighbor.
And to me, the honest truth is the cause of this is at the root of two things: money and religion. Israel pays a lot of money to have influence on American politics, as do many entities, by the way. I'm not trying to do like the globalist thing. It's not just an Israeli or a Jewish thing. It's just that AIPAC is one of them. It's a capitalism problem. But then Christianity also presupposes Israel as this sort of holy land that can do no wrong, going as far in the Bible to say that Israelites can own slaves from other nations and beat them within an inch of their life without punishment. And together, this creates a hell of a constituency in Israel, for Israel in American politics, between some of them following the money and the other following religious dogma. It shows both the dangers of religion and capitalism in one fell swoop, if you ask me.
I have an interest in people being able to live a life without fear of bombs coming into their backyard, hitting their apartments, hitting their homes from a terrorist organization. Iran is a part of that,
Gaza,
and you know it.
And all of the Middle Eastern neighbors of Israel. They live in fear of Israel, the terrorist state attacking
Israel
them 24/7.
doesn't go on the
all
offensive.
Israel
They
ever does is attack their neighbors and take their land.
All right. Time out.
Why did you admit the?
There's
Here's, I have
absolutely
one
no
question
question about it.
Sing. I've known you for a long time. One question. Why did you admit in your opening statement that Israel was attacked on October the 7th? Why did you not mention it one time? Because that is the fact that you cannot bring up because that is what started the catalyst of where we are today.
Well, and to be clear, I'm not speaking for Cenk here, but if I was to answer this, it would be for two reasons, right? Like October the 7th doesn't happen in a vacuum. It's damn sure not the start of this conflict. Even the ICJ says that Israel has occupied Gaza every single day since 1967 in a way that constitutes apartheid. But also, October the 7th was 20 months ago, right? Like the idea that it still justifies each and every Israeli action is insane, right? The idea that it would justify them going into Iran, I mean, it's insane. But I found out through the discourse, really, this sort of how to get to the bottom of what these people's beliefs are. Just ask them if the Crusades were justified. Ask them if the Spanish Inquisition was justified, because you'll find out a lot of them won't hesitate before saying yes, where like it becomes a lot clearer. That's kind of revealing of the religious dogma that is just driving their opinions and how they're not that based in reality. They don't really care about outcomes or anything. It's more dogma that they're following. And it becomes easier to see how they could then connect that to defending what Israel is doing, which is genocide against Palestinians. 55,000 killed, the majority women and children. Gaza leveled. They're now planning to ethnically cleanse them further. Refugee camps targeted, hospitals targeted, homes targeted, right? It's somehow a morally justifiable action to defend from the morally superior Christians.